Thanks for your patience while we switched over. Thanks, Darren, for covering for me. I have a cold. My nose stopped running enough that I didn't have a tissue attached to my face as of about 45 minutes ago, I think. So I apologize for, if I sound a little rough today, I am. I'm literally here in my pajamas. But we'll carry on. I'm going to be working on the Dark Harvest Challenge today. This is what I intended to do with this time, and I will do that for the rest of the scheduled time. Oh, thanks for your patience, guys. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. Yeah, so, but I figured if Aaron was gonna, take a nap, you'd rather see what I was doing than what he wasn't doing, so I figured I should probably switch over. Yeah, so, um, let's see here. Camera's okay. Posture check. It's literally my pajama shirt, right? Like, not even a little bit. It really is. So, okay. Let's go to the main screen here. I don't even have Chrome up yet. Okay. All right. We're doing it. It's gonna happen. All right. I probably want to shut that off because that's probably going to cause problems. Okay. I'm probably going to tell you I have horrible bitrate. I don't know how the ambient music is working. I was trying to find something that was a little creepy to go with the Halloween theme, but pajamas are amazing and comfy, says Moonflower. Oh, I forgot my glasses too. Okay. I do have to get those. Hold on just a sec. I've done another stream too good, says E-Song. And I'm allowed to wear them. Awesome. This is good. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on one second. The project, and then I will go and get my glasses and come back. That is what I'm going to do. So we'll start with the main screen. So this is the ritual. I did this as a tradition, and this is the article I'm working on called Arame, or Song of the Dead. Right? And it's basically it's an elf holiday, and it's basically like Halloween ish, Remembrance Day, and various, ancestor honoring rituals kind of all rolled into one. It's the introduction, and I have copied over some of the formatting that I used for my other elf holiday article because I like things to look similar, right? So this is my article here, and I'll show you the view, right, on the spring challenge, flash challenge that was done earlier in the year, right? And so I'm basically going to try to imitate this pattern and make this look very similar because, yeah, because I just, if I like things to look similar, if they're similar things, okay? It's part of the presentation that I like to do. So that's what we're going to work on. Yeah. So I'm going to put on a sprint timer, and I've copied over kind of my format here, and I'm going to describe how different ethnicities do it. And then I am going to go get my glasses so I can see. Jammies, that's great. Uh-oh. 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 I'm getting weird signals. I thought kissing scene would have been the one with her caressing the dragon face. You like that picture, eh? Okay, honestly, that picture comes from, they had these dragon figurines that they brought into the mall because it's gonna sound bizarre, all right? But there's a local attraction place around here called the Log Barn. What it has to do with fucking dragons, I have no idea. But that's what it's called. It's called the Log Barn, and it started as check out the haying stuff, and we make these great Mennonite sausages here, and hey, we're gonna put up you can go on a hay ride, and there's then they put up like a figurine of a cowboy and stuff like that. And then after a while, they put up figurines of dinosaurs, and that drew a lot of people. So then they got some dragons. They're like sculptures, right? And they brought the dragons into the local mall to show people, right, before they put them up. And I'm like, okay, this is just too cool an opportunity to miss. I'm hanging out with this dragon, and we're going to get this on. And it's, yeah, the pictures serve me well. Because, hey, I love dragons too. Okay, so we're going to put on a sprint timer. And I'm going to run and get my glasses and come right back. I'm going to mute my mic while I do that. And then when I get back and unmute the mic, and I'm going to work on my Dark Harvest challenge. Are you guys working on anything today? Let me know. Let's get her started here. See, like I said, literally my pajamas, right? Oh, Angst discarded her story. That's depressing. I'm sorry to hear that. I skipped my own stream writing time to mourn the story I've discarded, so I've only gotten a few hundred words written during a stream. That's sorry, excuse me. Walking Dead lovers almost finished with their challenge. Cool. Moonflower says fanfic randomness until Nano starts. I'm making sure not to overwork herself. Good stuff. Error wrong here. I hope that you guys are not. Let me know if you are. Normally I reboot my computer like hours ahead of, like an hour at least ahead of when I'm going to stream. All right. So then, plugging back. All right. Aramay, or Song of the Dead, is an elven festival honoring ancestors and, well, I would think the dead, because I said that, and those who have passed on, is celebrated or observed throughout most of the former Avalonian Empire, but there are significant variations depending on culture, ethnicity, and geographic location. Representing the cross-quarter between the autumn equinox and the winter solstice in the old Avalonian calendar, Aramay is still usually associated with the harvest, but activities vary depending upon local climate. Okay. Did I highlight or erase? No, I didn't, so I won't highlight Aramay either. The word Aramay in Elvish is also the name for the mournful call of a swan. The holiday may in fact have been named for the cries of swans as they gathered, past tense, to fly south for the winter. Thus the word also has connotations of a swan song, as in some human cultures, and swans are strongly associated with this observance. I hope that's clear. Sounds like gobbledygook to me reading it back. Fourth time in the past 2 minutes that the video has buffered. It seems to be getting better though. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it does a bunch of weird shit that I don't even know. The problem is this computer is like it's a multi-user computer, so there's a bunch of shit installed on it that I don't use, right? And it updates it every time you reboot the damn computer. So I like to have it done well in advance, but this time I didn't get the opportunity to do that. So thanks again for your patience. Okay, I think I have a name for her now. Who's her buffering? Have I got other things running in the background? What is this? Oh, okay. I don't need that. I don't need this. I don't need that. I don't need that. Maybe it'll stop buffering now that I've shut everything down that I don't need. I called her my little banshee when she was making noise and she quieted right down. Well, perfect. Banshee's a good name. Okay, Ereme likely began as the third of three harvest festivals in Avalon. The first, Remera, was the grain harvest. The second, whose name I have forgotten, but you know what? I have my calendar open so I can look. Excuse me for the sniffle. Sorry about that, gang. There it is, Radon, or Raiden, leaf fall. Was the fruit harvest, and Ereme was the time for harvesting nuts and squashes and slaughtering the farm animals one did not intend to feed over the winter. It was also a traditional time for large hunting expeditions intended to feed a town, family, or tribe, since it was the season of rut for most of the local antlered prey animals. This is important when you're dealing with space opera because, you know, just because the date says that it's like fall, if you're using a standard calendar that came from somewhere, it doesn't mean it's actually fall on the planet you're on or the latitude on the planet you're on, right? So you kind of have to give these broad terms for things that otherwise would be really simple in other settings, I think. So that's the thing. Do you guys, is the music doing anything for you guys? Because it's not doing anything for me, right? If you want me to change it, I will. I just grabbed something quick. All right. Um, this was also time of year by which most of the deciduous trees had lost their leaves, and often time of the first snows. It was perhaps natural for the elves to ruminate on death at a time when it seemed the land was dying. Of course, elves with their long lives soon realize that spring always follows winter. Which may be the origin of their belief in an afterlife where youth and health are restored to all those who have died. And I just realized I have to put a panel in the sidebar talking about the summer lands and the tree of swords and jewels. Okay. As much as this observance is a time of mourning, it is also a time of celebration. Since most elves believe they will be reunited with their loved ones in the afterlife, which they call the Summerlands myth. The pagans among you are going, this is not terribly original, Sable. And you're right, it ain't. I'm cool with that. So, I don't hear any music. There's music. It's very faint. So, no, it's not doing anything for me. Change away. It is a little blasé. Fair enough. And hello, Nitol. Good to see you. Erin was covering the first half basically for me today because I have a cold. I apologize if I sound like crap and look like crap. I'm literally here in my pajamas, but you know, I made a commitment to have Sunday and Wednesday. So unless something serious has happened, then yeah, I will be here, right? Or somebody will be here covering these streams, right? You can rely on me. How fair is the rating? Today I am taking a temporary break from the editing that I was doing to work on the Flash Challenge on the Dark Harvest, right? Because I don't know, because I like doing Flash challenges. I like to do all the challenges. They're fun. But it's going pretty well. And Angst rightfully points out one doesn't have to be pagan to notice how much borrowing I'm doing. Yeah, I'm doing quite a lot of borrowing from various various cultures and whatnot, and it's not terribly original, and I don't expect to win anything, but I mean, it's a Flash challenge, you don't win anything anyway, but it's a good incentive to write about the holiday because it's kind of important. So all right, here. Now I have to decide. Oh, and I don't want that picture. That picture needs to go. So, do I have another picture I can replace that with? Yes, I have pictures I can replace that with. I put some stuff. Okay, let's see. Where's my file manager? Did I leave it up? No. Let's see here. Mute my mic for a moment here. Oh, that's the end of the sprint. Okay. Wow, did that take a while to load? What a pain. Okay. Did I not file this in anything? What the hell's the matter with me? Oh, I did. Okay. All right. Well, if you were working with me, how'd you guys do? I got a start anyway. Let's see, do I still have word counter up? Yeah, I do. I need to move that where I can see it. No, that's the wrong one. No, I don't still have word counter up. Okay. That, by the way, is a reminder I gotta move that stuff out of there before the end of the year. Alright, word counter. Say about there. So I didn't get a huge amount done, but some. 121 words. Hardly a record for that particular length. All right. Let's see here. Nitol says, I drew a sketch of the main character for the NaNoWriMo thing. Excellent. Angst Hayes says, oral traditions are common ground. Yeah. Yeah, oral and folk traditions are often, they often have a lot in common. It's amazing, actually, the similarities of different things between cultures, especially if they have a similar climate, right? Esong says, speaking of paganism, are you still considering doing a stream exploring paganism? Yeah, if you guys would like to see that, then I would be happy to do that. And you can bring your various questions if you want. I kind of wanted to do a bunch of videos on different faiths because I think that, okay, like as far as world building goes, I think that often people who grow up in more or less Christian influenced cultures tend to think that's the be all and end all of religion, right? And it's not. There's a lot of different faiths out there, and some of them are very different in terms of how they picture the divine, in terms of how they picture their relationship with the universe, in terms of how they picture the afterlife. And I wanted to get some of those less commonly known and understood faiths, you know, and people who follow them maybe to come talk to me about it, right? Or perhaps people of different varieties of faiths. You know, it'd be fun to get Harold on here and he could talk all about like he's an Anglican, right? So he could talk all about Anglicanism and how that differs from other forms of Christianity, right? Or and how it's the same too, right? Incidentally, I'm convinced that Wicca comes from folk customs of Europe and the Anglican seasonal rites. And I have, you know, that's I have a theory about that. And you know, whoa, that's like, you know, you mentioned that paganism has anything to do with Christianity at all, and the war is on in the pagan blogosphere. But whatever, I don't care. So, you know, but yeah, sure, I'd be happy to do that. I just am hoping to do it as part of a series, right? So basically, you know, at this point, we're probably not looking at it till January because I have, you know, like there's Nano coming up and then World Ember, and you know, but January might be a good time, and I want to put like a series together for world builders, right? Maybe, you know, 3 or 4 good streams, right? At least talking about it because it's really an involved subject, right? And I would like people who are more of experts in their fields than I am to talk about it so that I don't misrepresent anybody's position, right? So if you are interested, right, and you don't have to be a priest of your faith or anything like that, right? But if you are interested and you would like to come and talk about it, right, then, let me know because I'd love to do that. That would be very cool. Okay, Neetle says, or at least what I think she's probably going to look like. Oh, I'm running out of time here. Cyberpunk is a fun one to work with aesthetically. I'm going to finish what's in the chat before I get started, but feel free to get started on the next sprint, guys. I love Cyberpunk's aesthetic. I think it's very cool. DM Stretch just finished dinner. Cool, welcome back. Angst is up to 776 words total. That's cool. Excellent. Barbarossa says, Sable, you're awesome. Thank you. DM Stretch's mouth is on fire now. Spicy chorizo and fiery red pesto. Sounds delicious. Um, yeah, I'm eating spicy food today too. Because, yeah, it helps. Exploring paganism, I am not dancing around naked, laughing my ass off. Well, that depends on your branch of paganism, right? Not all of them do that, of course. Some of them do. Yep. I would love to see an expert on Hinduism, says Esong. So would I. I would really love to do that. That would be very cool. I also think that modern paganism gets a lot of its DNA from a interpretation of Hinduism through British cultural eyes, which is to say that um, it probably has its roots in cultural appropriation in many ways. But it was amazing. When my sister-in-law got married, I was expected to be part of the like as per brother's wife, right? According to uh, Hindu belief, that makes me her sister. So I was required to be in the wedding party, right? And so I had a lot of opportunity to talk with the like because it was a multi-faith wedding, right? She was Christian, and he was Hindu, right? And so there was a Hindu ceremony and there was a Christian ceremony, right? And the priestesses who were performing the house blessing for their marital home, and Aaron and I had an opportunity to talk, and it was amazing what our belief systems had in common. It was like, wow, okay. So it's very cool. Yeah. DM Stretch says, I know, I just couldn't resist the opportunity to be silly. Yeah, that's cool. Fair enough. Scribe and I are in. Awesome song. That would be freaking great. Freaking cool. Siobhan is in. Excellent. Siobhan is a druid. She can tell you all about that, which is excellent. Barbarossa says, as a pagan Wiccan worshiper, do you worship one god at a time or all gods during prayer? That is a complex question. Right. And hi, Aegon. Good to see you. I'm going to wait for the break to answer your question, Barbarossa. I'm not going to ignore your question, but it's complex, right? Because there really isn't a short answer. I can tell you what I do individually, but that doesn't represent what all pagans do. There's quite a lot of leeway in how pagans interpret the divine. As a matter of fact, I think I'll look for the article I wrote about it, because it took an article. Let's see, what was it? What did I call it now? Um, uh, I don't even remember what the title of the article was. Okay. Uh, That's it. Okay. Let's talk more right. Okay. Duly noted. You guys want me to restart the sprint? Let's do that. Because you guys gave me 15 minutes. We'll work on this. Yeah. You know what? I will. I will restart the sprint. That is what I will do. Let us go here. And then let's go here. Haha, and the sprint is restarted. Let's talk more right. We'll do it. Alright, so what I was looking for was pictures. And how's it going, Aegon? I've got a cold, and I feel like crap, but I feel better than I did. Aaron was covering the sprint for me, for the stream for me for a little bit. But then his tiredness outweighed my sleepiness or my coldness, because he had to, you know, he was up all night last night. So I think I'll put that in holidays for now, because I can use that. Oh, and right, I was going to change the music. Okay, just a second here. Let me find better music here. And how are you doing today, Aegon? Oh, okay. Trying this. I don't remember what this was. Play. Silly thing. That's not bad, eh? Looking for pictures is what I'm doing at the moment, if you're wondering why my screen is not doing anything interesting. I don't know if I'm going to find what I need here. Hey Nicholas, good to see you. I have a bit of a cold, but otherwise I'm doing alright. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only a cold. It's just sinuses. Barbarossa, I am totally not answering all those questions. Right? Especially not in the middle of a less talk, more right. I'm not. Because they're huge questions. You will just have to wait and tune in to my stream about it later on. There, that's a good picture. Haha. It's more of an in-bulk time of year though, isn't it? Ah, this track has brakes. Ah, it's so hard to find good tracks with no brakes. Well, I don't like that. Well, I guess it could work, so. Still not exactly what I'm looking for. Ah, wasting time. The pictures are for my article that I'm working on for the Dark Harvest Challenge. Yeah, I think I'll have to use that picture there. This music isn't doing anything for me either. Well. There, that's more like it, I think, eh? Oh, I know what I need. I need a picture of a masquerade mask. I like that one. Huh, a dog with the clown nose is hilarious. Oh, that one's nice. Yeah, no, that last page all looked Christmassy. I think I've got the food sleeps now. I think this one's probably my best bet. Oh, this one's nice too, though. Let's see. Didn't notice it on first pass. Well, it's pretty. Not really what I'm trying to say, though, I don't think. Clearly, I liked looking at Mardi Gras masks. Hey, now that's got a sugar skull kind of look to it. I'll leave that up. That might be more suited to what I'm after. See, the Elfar often have a masquerade ball. Venetian carnival mask. Oh, that's pretty. And the article's by no means done, but that's my basic cover picture. So I'm just trying to decide. Colors are a big deal. Yeah, that's too bright. I was looking at this one. I downloaded it, but maybe does that go well with that? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Well, I don't suppose there's any reason why I only have to have one, is there? I can download them both and upload whichever one I prefer. Incidentally, if you guys are looking for a place for pictures you can use that isn't Pixabay, there you go. That's the site I use. All right. Yeah. Okay, now I've got a clearer idea of what I'm doing. Okay, end of the sprint. Well, I got some progress done on kind of my design idea anyway. And how did you guys do if you were working with me? Let's talk more, right? 5 minutes? Oh no, that just appeared. You know, the notice things are delayed of the past couple of days. Like, that seems like it just appeared. Okay, so the reason why I'm not answering these questions. Sable, what are the gods of Wicca? How much time do you have? Right? Because Wiccans worship literally hundreds, if not thousands, of different gods, depending on their point of view about how the gods work and what cultures they prefer to draw from. For the most part, the gods of Wicca tend to be drawn from Northern European cultures, but there are many exceptions, right? For instance, the Greco-Roman gods are rather popular, and obviously that's not Northern European, right? And, you know, I know quite a few uh, practicing more goddess faith oriented pagans who worship a lot of Hindu deities, right? Like Lakshmi or Kali, right? Or Lilith, who is, Middle Eastern, or, I mean, like, there's so many, right? It really only depends on your interpretation. Can you curse people in the Wiccan faith? That depends again on your interpretation of the ethics, right? Some people say yes, some people say no, and never the twain shall meet, right? So that's a big conversation that I could get into about the meaning of the Wiccan Rede, but I will save that for another time. Is there a death curse? I'm sure there is, and I'm sure, but since it's not a book that you study and then you know all the spells like D&D. You make them up based on your, symbolism, correspondences, symbolic relations, and how they relate to you. It's a lot like inventing a recipe. So I'm sure somebody has made up something for that purpose. I know of a couple, right? And, different folk traditions that are supposed to do that. But is there a death curse? Not one in specific, no, right? Are there any words of protection? Tons of them. I do 2 videos on the topic on my YouTube channel. Type in, let's see, what did I call that series? Sable Aradia, Sit for a Spell, Wards. When you're on YouTube, and I'm sure it'll come up, right? It took me about an hour to do all of the various advice that I had. So we're not going to talk about it on stream today, right? I hope your day is going well. Other than I had a cold, not bad, right? What are some of the symbols of Wicca? There are tons, right? There are tons. The big famous one is the pentacle or pentagram, and that again is something I wrote an entire article about to explain what it means, because it's complex, right? It's like, what does a cross mean? Well, depends on who you ask, what denomination, it's complicated, right? Let's see, what did I call that? Okay, so I'm sure this will come up right away. Are you kidding me? Okay, I lied. Let's try pentagram. The purpose of your altar pentacle. Here you go. That's the big famous one. There are many more, right? Okay, Aegon is doing pretty good. D&D got canceled. Some more writing and gaming. Excellent. Neatle is trying to set up a stream for themselves tonight. Awesome. Or herself, rather. Cool. I'll try to tune in. I don't have anything better to do. I'm convalescing, so I will check it out. We're about to go back to work for a sprint. Oh, these are giving you ideas as well. Me looking at masks there, Barbarossa. That's great. Nicholas has a character made an art breeder. That's cool. And what's going on now is just babbling about. Well, I was trying to give at least brief discussions, brief explanations of some of Barbarossa's many rapid-fire questions about Wicca, which are much better saved for the stream that I decide to do them on. Anyway, I will go back to work on my article now. Neatle says, well, right now I'm like halfway through an Ace Attorney case, so it might be confusing, but I can give you the basics if you're interested in what we're playing. Ah, cool. Okay. Got an hour and a half left. That's cool. Just to let you guys know, Kahuna Reads is going live, and, well, they're already live. We will, of course, be rating Kahuna. At least I think they're live. It says they're going to be on. We'll be going over there in about 15 minutes, just FYI. Yeah, okay. So, back to work now. Alright, Elfar. Believe that for one night of the year, one day of the year, the veil between the worlds is thin. The dead may return to speak with the loved ones they have left behind. However, they are often they are envisioned as either being uncomfortable to look at for the living, some bearing the signs of the wounds or ailments still bearing. That killed them for their brief return to the earthly plane. Or as not being visible to the living in their natural forms. Therefore, it is customary to to hold a masquerade ball. The dead, therefore, may don masks and costume and costumes and expect to blend in and interact with their living relatives. Without having to show their faces. The evening concludes with a dumb supper, which is a silent meal served where places are set for loved ones who have passed on. Elfar eat in silence and ideally commune with their bygone relatives or friends. It is not uncommon for Alfar to report supernatural experiences in which they met and interacted with their beloved dead, or were visited by divine messengers, both infernal and divine, bearing messages or demanding tasks be fulfilled. Ha ha ha. Now, she share, for frick's sakes. What? Sometimes it's keyboard, I tell you. I'm getting angry now, keyboard. I'm going to drop you, okay? I'm going to drop kick you. Share the Elfar tradition of the Dumb Supper. But they prefer a more hands-on approach in reaching their beloved dead. they will no, it is customary for them to seek out a seer usually in service to the Temple of Arianrod. And I should that should probably be an organization article, actually. Temple of Arianrod. And ask them to call back or communicate with their lost loved ones in some other manner. The dead may manifest in some direct way or be channeled by the seer, or simply communicate messages or emotions, or even emotions, She believed that since the veil between the worlds is thinnest on Arame, it is easier to facilitate manifestation or spirit communication. And many she have, actually I should say moon elves here, because moon elves have reported intense emotional experiences with their beloved dead. And that's the end of the sprint. It looks like it's just about time to switch over too. Let's have a look here. Needle says, my brain thought it was just about stream time. I've got almost an hour and a half. Cool. I rather enjoy it when I end up with more time than I thought I would. Needle says, don't know if you've played or seen anything Ace Attorney, but it's a very weird attorney game that half the time you sit there going, how is this even going on in courtroom? But it's fun. Cool. DM Stretch is headed over to Kahuna's. That's fair enough. Oh, but Kahuna is having some real technical difficulties. That's shitty. And talk about cute puppies is always good. Wow, there's 17 of you in this chat, according to this. I'm kind of surprised, actually. This is the time I usually quit. Do you guys want me to head over to Kahuna's? I can certainly have a look. I'm going to continue plugging away at my article here regardless, even if we're listening to Kahuna. Yeah, is he still struggling there? I hope that you were doing well today, says Narkar. Nalkar. Well, nice to see you, Nalkar. Get it right. Oh, he is currently hosting me. Oh, well, that would explain why there's so many viewers. Okay. Well, damn. He is now back. Stay with me if I'm continuing. I don't know. I'm kind of making up my mind. If, you know, like I haven't streamed for my normal length of time today, obviously, right? So if Kahuna is unable to get things going, then maybe I will stay on and hold the fort. But if not, then you know, pretty much up to you guys, I guess. What would be a good way to overcome writer's block, says Melkar. My best method is to change location, right? If I find that I'm stuck, but this may be more difficult during the time of the pandemic, right? So, but that's what I'll usually do. I'll go, okay, I can't concentrate at home, screw it. I'm going to go work on this at the library, right? Or at a coffee shop. Of course, this is more difficult to do nowadays. Often I find writer's block is a result of being stuck on a particular thing. This is one reason why I have a couple of different projects going. If I run into a block with one project, there's always another project I can go work on for a while. As long as I keep committed to it, I will eventually get it done. It's cool, you saw it's hilarious. I love your autocorrect. It's so funny. Right? If you need someone else to hold the fork, let me know. I can hop on. No, I meant the fork. It's fine, of course. But your autocorrect is hilarious. So, you know, maybe working on another project for a while might be helpful, right? Right? Ambient noise. Ambient noises, it can be helpful. Or inspirational music that helps you to visualize where you're at can be helpful. He is dropping frames like they are free. Ah, brutal. I zone out and focus. Yeah, that's cool. Fair enough. Yeah, jump to a different scene. Yeah, there's no reason why you have to write your book in chronological order. You can put it in chronological order after you've written all the things together. So if you're really stuck on one part, maybe jump ahead and write that, you know, and then come back and figure out how to connect them, right? You know, sometimes putting down what you're working on and reading something else can be helpful. Sometimes people say, sometimes people are actively avoid the subject matter that they're writing in or the genre that they're writing in because they don't want to be influenced by those ideas. But other times people will seek out similar genres and get ideas from that. So it really depends on your personal process. Right? Yeah, so there's a few suggestions anyway. I think I'm going to stick around for one more sprint at least to give Kahuna a chance to get his technical difficulties in order. And, you know, hopefully it works out. Besides, I'm kind of on a roll here. So, all right. Nunihi. Approach Arame, or approach the Festival of the Dead like they do anything else, with song, story, and dance. Common festival elements include I think I made this up before. Earth Dance, Mission, to bring on a successful hunt, successful hunting season, hunting, oh, yeah. Hunting or harvest season. No, hunting season. We'll do the harvest season earlier. And a dance of the dead. That should probably be its own. To encourage a successful hunting season, and a dance of the dead in which the Nunihi dress up as skeletons, ghosts, and underworld spirits, and throw a raucous party the intent behind the Dance of the Dead is similar to that of the Alfar Masquerade tradition, in that the Wood Elves feel that dressing as the dead will show them that they are welcome, and having an amazing party will encourage their beloved dead to come back and spend time with them for a day. So this is very much like the, uh, Day of the Dead type celebration in voodoo tradition. That's where I'm getting this, basically. A tradition which has been known to make outsiders uncomfortable. In some communities, is to ritually sacrifice prize agricultural, agricultural animal to Skadi trying to remember the Celtic winter deities. Well, deities of death. The Morrigan. And other deities of winter or death. And an effort to stave off their wrath. This tradition is also observed by some Shi, some agricultural and rural Shi communities. Notes. I suppose I should probably see how many words this is now. Yeah, I figured halfway there already. God damn it. Okay. So it's 1,500 words, right? What's the limit for this challenge? I'm not sure how the nymphs would do this. They're the water elves. Maybe I won't dwell on that right now. I'll come back to them. I know what I'm doing with the Avalonians, and I know what I'm doing with the Slua. Which were my smart... They're my drow, basically. They're not drow. I'm deliberately making them very different from drow, but they're sort of my drow, right? So... they're a lot more fae-like in this world. So... the Slua are perhaps most enthusiastic about this holiday of all elven ethnicities. It marks... let's see, I have to double check my other holiday here. Aurore was basically Beltane, right? Yes. Okay, so this is basically Halloween. Alright, marks the rise of the Unseelie Court. Oh, I almost forgot about the Wild Hunt. Jesus, I'm an idiot. Okay, no, they've got to have... oh, that might be one that's common to everybody. Because, of course, elves are riding in the Wild Hunt. Like, duh. Rise of the Unseelie Court. Ride of Wild Hunt. No, Wild Hunt needs its own deal. I'm gonna have to think about this. Well, that's not very helpful, is it? Well, there's the sprint. All right. So I think I did pretty well there. I got a lot done. I'm not going to count words right now. I see there's a lot of chat, so... yeah, Esong says she even jumps around when she's game prepping. Nitol says, I've had days where I write 10 to 15 pages. That's not a bad idea. I mean, yeah, you don't have to write your book in chronological order, right? Siobhan says, I mean, I got stuck, so I jumped to the opening of book 2. Yeah, exactly, right? And hey, while we're at it, World Anvil's manuscripts makes it real easy to do that because you can just shift those scenes around, right? I love this shit. I love it. Let's see. You know? Okay, manuscripts. Do I even have this open? I don't think I do. But check this, right? Open up the manuscript, right? You know, woo, I don't want chapter 6 to be there anymore. I'll just move it down here between chapter 10 and chapter 11 and rename the damn thing. You know, like, do I have more than one scene in this chapter? Yes. Okay, I don't want these to be in that order anymore. Woohoo, different order, right? I love that. So easy. No copying, pasting, figuring out where the hell you were. Love it. Love it. Okay. Esong says, it's nice to see you on a roll. I feel like it's been a few Sunday streams since you've been on a roll. That's because I've been concentrating on doing my editing work for Nano, and I've been trying to concentrate on more world building stuff for this stream because, you know, otherwise, the thing is, I section off these projects because otherwise I would ignore one in favor of the one that I felt like working on because I'm flighty that way. So, you know, I've been kind of working to focus on things here, but yeah, you know, and I've had to prioritize getting that editing done, and I'm almost done the first book now. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, the second book I'm just going to work on putting shit in order, and the third book so I can resume writing it. Nulkar says, my writer's block is for the tabletop RPG I'm creating. Yeah, okay, if that's fair enough. As in, you don't have any ideas for the next adventure? Sometimes you can get somebody else to guest game master and give you a break, because most of the time I find with role-playing games, that's a burnout thing. That's not really writer's block in the same way. It's more like, I don't know, I just don't have any, you know, any ideas because I'm tired, because it takes a lot of work to game master, or even take a break for a couple weeks, you know, that can be good, right? But yeah, Siobhan's suggestion is good. Then get out there and play some games. That makes sense. Oh, you're designing the game yourself. Okay, that's different. I'm almost finished with all the mechanics, but I'm having a hard time writing down the settings at a time, or at times. Like where everything is settings. All right, ask Nitol. Nitol says, if you have anything to help you put together a basic visual or somewhere you can look up references, then that might help. Yep. Doesn't have to be exact. You're just looking for inspiration, then try describing it. A lot of the time when I have a hard time describing a place, I build it in something I have, but for a tabletop, that might not be the easiest thing, obviously. Yeah, fair enough. You know, just a sec here. I'm going to go to the downtime screen because I don't want to jump into another sprint right away because it depends on what other people are doing, right? But, okay, Walking Dead Lover says, finally finished the Dark Harvest prompt. Nice. Good work. I agree. Nulkar says, I'm building one of the cities that will be in game in Minecraft. That's a good idea. To help me get a feel of the size and scope of the city as well as how I should describe it to people. That sentence was terrible. Was that your sentence you were talking about or the one I was working on at the time? Because I feel like my sentences have been kind of terrible today. And I'm, you know, I'm being kind to myself and not worrying about it because my head is stuffed up and I'm not thinking clearly. So, Anitol says, I got you though. Minecraft is a pretty decent way to figure out spacing and whatnot. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Any form of a map can help you to visualize that kind of stuff, even if it's a crapola map, right? Like even if you've got like circles, you know, elf nation over here and dwarf nation over here. You know, sometimes just getting the position can be helpful and give you ideas, right? Nitol says, I have a lot of modern stuff, so I tend to hit Sims. It's a lot faster than building in Minecraft, but very modern, plus limited space. That's why you play all the Sims. It's a good idea. Siobhan says, Kahuna is thinking of canceling his stream. Bad latency on his end. And moving Kahuna Reads to another day. Aww. Okay, let's see. Has he taken it off the schedule? No, that's the wrong. There we go. This is the page I'm looking for. Yeah, let me know if he is up, because I will go raid him if he is at this point. Right, Nitol says, another thing you could try doing is making a map, using a map making program. Yep, there's lots of good ones out there. Don't know if that's easier depending on details, but that can help. Like me personally, I'm probably going to do some building in Sims, get ideas on what some areas of my nano story is going to look like. Yeah, absolutely. Incarnate is often recommended. Dungeon Fog is recommended by people. If you're like me and you don't want to become a cartographer, I recommend World Spinner, because it'll just generate the damn world for you. All you have to do is, you know, decide what the cultures are and what their priorities are. It's really interesting. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that. Yeah. Right, I've seen World Spinner. Is down, eh? Okay, that's too bad. Well, shit. I like Kahuna Reads. I look forward to it. That's very disappointing. I'm very sorry to hear it. Who's up next? Just getting a look. Davina is on in like... what, that's... half an hour? An hour? Davina's on in an hour, eh? No. An hour and a half. No, because that's... yeah, an hour and a half. Okay. Alright, let's think about this. Well, okay, I got a thought here. Esong, if you're still around and you still have time, do you want to fill in an hour in about half an hour? Because I could go for another half an hour, I think. But then I probably should stop. So, you know, let me know. If that's really inconvenient, then, you know, don't worry about it, but I can, yeah. Let's see here. Nulkar says, the description of my tabletop is the players are space adventurers, awesome, but are required to use the technology of the planet they visit because of the laws set by the Intergalactic Empire. So sometimes it's ancient history and sometimes vastly more advanced than us. Yeah, right, like Nitol says, gotcha, so it's like Star Ocean and the UP3 Pact. That makes sense. That's cool. It all depends on the planet you're on. Yeah, that makes sense. Also sort of Prime Directive-y, but like more, sounds like it's a little bit more intense. Right, the main focus will be a planet called Teros, because that was where a god war happened many thousand years ago, and death has not been present on that planet since. Everything that does just gets corrupted. Oh, okay. It was advanced before the war, but now mostly Middle Ages with some pockets of advanced technology. Right, decayed technology, nice. Yeah, Neatle says, I've always been confused on how much pre-nano work you can do before the month of. Generally, me too, except that this year I really kind of needed to get some editing in order, and I'm still not quite done it, in order to figure out what the hell I was doing. Gnarl Car, I'm sorry, says, I enjoy the setting and lore of the game, but I have a hard time explaining it to where almost everyone understands what I'm trying to say. I don't know, that made sense to me. Sounds freaking cool. Realm says, and hello, Realm, nice to see you. Says, find a medium, I think he meant medium, that can help you, i.e., the cards that Darth Nicholas has. Yeah, like cards can be helpful to inspire. Dazzlecat says, you need hot cocoa. Siobhan mentioned you all got snow the other day. Yeah, it didn't melt, actually. It's like -10 out there right now. Kind of stunning. I do need hot something, that's for sure. And boo. Kahuna is down. Okay. Nitol says it's one of the more chaotic things to do to try and figure out an easy explanation of things. My artist friends who write comics say one way to do an attention grabber is to describe it as what it's like. Esong says, World Spinner tutorial would be nice. It wasn't particularly intuitive for me, though I didn't give it a lot of time to really dig into it. Yeah, you kind of got to poke at it. Okay, so I'll put that on my list for things to do because it really can be very useful. Once you've figured out how to plug into it, it then becomes like I don't know, I really like it because it saves me from having to do a lot of stuff that I just cannot be bothered to do. So Anitol says I've been planning on picking up Wonder Draft. Is yeah, myself, but it's because I'm building the worlds that will be the basis for like everything. I'm making a multiverse to put my stories in because I like structure and decided to create my own. It's great and also unhealthy. I would not recommend unless you're as patient as hell. Yeah, no doubt. It sounds like you're creating the Cimmerillion there. Good luck to you. Um, okay, Esau can do that. Awesome. That's great. Walking Dead Lover says, I can't watch Davina live and I have a CSS question to ask her. If she answers those cries, she'll answer just about any question, so probably she would. Esong says, that's unfortunate. I would offer to help, but my answer would be to ask Tillers or Davina. Yep. When Zog is on, which he hasn't been for some time, he also answers CSS questions and he's very helpful. So, okay. Yeah, her Discord is an option. So, if you check out her stream page, you join her Discord, she'll probably answer it there. Okay, cool, Esong, we have a plan. I'm going to take a couple minutes of break to get something hot, and I will be right back. It will be like 5 minutes. So, see you in a moment. All right, I'm back. So my mom called, and then the cats came in, and it was dinner time for the cats, apparently. Because, well, to be honest, we bribed them to come in with really tasty, wet food at sunset, and it was about that time, so they all came marching in, going, "Where is it? Let's go." So that is what I did. So I had hot, but it was like spicy hot. I had these like, I got a, sorry. There we go. It was a hot pepper stuffed olive. I had a couple of those. That will definitely help the sinuses. Alright. So what did I miss? Nitol says, I'm creating 2 new worlds from scratch, including a basic history timeline, because stories are from all over the timeline, a base magic system that goes through all the worlds in varying degrees, and a god system that works kinda between them. Okay, sounds complicated and fun. I'm kinda doing that too. Space opera can be really complicated that way. I've learned that you kinda have to have a timeline to know what the fuck you're doing. I'm trying to do that too. Yeah. And Nolkar says, I thank you for all the helpful feedback that you've given me today. Well, I hope we have been helpful. That's cool. That's really cool then. Okay, so back a little ways. Oh, Mr. Man does not want to be in here. 1 second. Hi, Kitty. Kitty's feeling a little better, so he can have cat tax now. Where? This way? Yes. There's my kitty. This is Scooter, for those who haven't met him yet. And he had a cold too, but it turned out to be an upper respiratory infection of some kind, and he had antibiotics and it went away. So he's better now. Where you go? Yeah, if the cats want to go in and out of the room, then they have to, like, that's cat tax, so. Yeah. Nitol says, yeah, I can imagine. Thought about space opera, but with the worlds I'm working on, I feel like space is just pure chaos to add on top of my space, so my space stuff is outside it. Legit. It's reasonable. Walking Dead is enjoying the cat tax. Fluffy boy snuggles him. He's a very snuggly cat, actually. He didn't used to be, but he's gotten much more mellow in his old age. He's a sweetheart. Nolkar says, the space chaos adds to the setting of my game. Space chaos is fun. Yeah. That is an adorable fluffy cat. Thank you. Yeah, I think he's pretty adorable. Yeah, he's a darling. He's don't let the cuteness fool you though. He's a tough old bugger, you know. He's excuse me, sorry. He was a rescue, and he was an amputee when we got him. He's got 3 legs. He's missing one of his back legs, his left back leg, and you know he's got all scarred nose and notches in his ears, and you know it's pretty fun. He's good. He's a good cat. Nitol says, lol, although I'm pretty sure they're trying to be in their own same universe. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough, that happens. Okay, I think we've got time for one more sprint before Esong comes on. So we're going to do that, and thank you to Esong for helping fill in the gap today. I'm very sorry that Kahuna had technical problems. I really enjoy Kahuna Reads. Maybe he should move it to another day. He does seem to have a lot of technical problems on Sundays. And I don't know, it just could be the internet's overloaded in his area. So, you know, I would, you know, I don't know. But, yeah, if you haven't seen it, check it out because it's fun. He'll take World Anvil articles that people send him, and he'll try to read them according to whatever voices he comes up with or whatever voices people ask him to do. And he's got some good vocal talents. He's fun. in 10 minutes I can take another night or day quill. Okay. This is how I'm surviving today. Let's do another sprint. Because actually, I really am kind of on a roll, and I'm having a good time. Ready? Let's go. Dayquil is a wonder. Dayquil is a wonder. Dayquil is not as effective as NyQuil. But NyQuil knocks me out, and it's, you know, lullaby, you know, and that's it. So, Dayquil makes it possible to function. Yeah, that's how I'm going to handle it. I'm going to put the wild hunt details in the sidebar. Sorry about that. Forgot to mute the mic. Let's see here. Oh, heck, I'm sorry, Needle. I forgot that you were going live. Are you doing world building or writing or World Anvil related content? quite a lot of you in the chat today. Thanks so much for the support, by the way. I don't know if you're all lurking. I don't blame you. I'm sorry I'm sniffling in your ear. No, unfortunately not tonight. You'll be on a game tonight. Okay. Okay, fair enough. I'm all good. Okay, great. Thanks, Esong. I'm double checking because I don't want to. You're getting your computer set up. Excellent. Okay. Planning on starting the world building and writing streams next month. So November 1st? Awesome. Noel Carr says, what would be some videos to watch since I'm new to World Anvil? Nitol answered that there are a ton of tutorial videos on the website itself. Yep. Oh, thanks for, you know, not complaining about my sniffling. Nulkar says, World Anvil seems like what I need to help me get things in order and to flesh out the game better. Yeah, I love it, right? But there is just a lot to take in at first. Yes, it is quite a steep learning curve to figure out how to do it all. I have some added to my world so far, and I'm trying to learn more about the site when I can. Well, first of all, make sure you join the Discord, because, or are you on World Anvil yet? Because, okay, my suggestion is, if you haven't already, make a free account, join the Discord, because the Discord has help channels, which people will be happy to help you with things if you can't figure out how to do it for yourself. Most of the different pages where they set up things. Oh, there's a Discord? Nitol, you didn't know there was a Discord? Holy shit. Okay. No. I gotta help you with this. You need to know. Alright. So here's what you do. Okay, I don't know if I should do this, but you go to, where is it? It might be account features. I'm going to go on to my downtime screen to make sure I'm not revealing any personal information. No, that's not what I wanted here. But, where is it? Account details? Yeah, okay, so account details is what you want. You go into your account details. It's right here. Okay, and halfway down. There's a blog post for it that came out recently. Cool, that's helpful. But yeah, go into your account details and your settings. When you click on your little doodad up top, I'm not going to show you my stuff, and just make sure this is connected, right? And then it'll take you right to Discord, and it says, do you want to join the World Anvil Discord? And, you know, just like joining any other Discord, and it's huge. There's so much. People will answer your questions. There's a help channel. There's a CSS help channel. There's, like, depending on your guild level, there's special channels for people who are in those guilds, right? It's, you know, you can ask, there's like 7 different world building channels. There's a channel for writers specifically. There's a channel for nano prep. There's a channel for anything you might want related to World Anvil, and people will be happy to help you, right? Like, it's really an excellent, friendly community. So definitely get on there and ask stuff. But once you've created an account, right? This is in settings. Yes, it's in, you go to, just a minute here. I just want to make sure I'm not revealing my personal information. But you go to, there's a little doodad in your top right corner that will have your profile image on it. And you click it. It's a circle with your image, right? And then one says go to your profile, right? There's a drop down menu. Edit your profile, interface and accessibility, account features, account details. Account details is the one you want. right? So you go in there, and then it starts with your username and email and your password. It gives you the option of resetting your password if you want. And then it's got connections. Now I can show you the page again. So these are the connections, right? Language, right? Your guild level, whatever it is. And you can also delete your account if you want, which, you know, I can't imagine why you want to do that, but you can. Got it. Okay, cool. There's a channel called Scientists, so if you need like research help and things like that, they help you find them for what you're looking for. Yeah, there's a role you can ping for historian, right? Where you can ask people who have an interest in history what, you know, on a historical matter, whether they would know about it or whether they would offer an opinion based on, you know, something like medieval warfare, for example, you know. Just remember in channels like that opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and just because somebody said something doesn't mean it's right. So double check things. There would be my advice. Let's see if I can find that blog post. World Anvil blog, because I really would like to help you guys out and make sure that. Why does my freaking keyboard not listen to me? Okay. Go back to main here. Beginner's Guide to the World Anvil Discord server. Yes. So this is kind of like how to find your way around, because some people, it's a big server. There's a lot of information, and some people find it confusing. So, there it is. Yeah. And that'll kind of give you a breakdown. Okay, Barbarossa says, Sable, I'm a bit worried that I may be doing a bad thing. I'm working on a faction of kind of dark magic cultists who do bad things, and I'm looking into blood rituals and death cults and dark paganism, but I'm afraid I am going to show it off as bad. I would advise you to be very cautious about this, right? And the reason why is because dark paganism is a thing. Like, it exists. There's a lot of belief in a balance in paganism, right? So just because something is associated with death or darkness does not necessarily make it bad, right? Death is a part of life, and this is accepted in a lot of the pagan paths. So you will find, and there are some who are into curses, right? And again, that depends on your ethics, right? And I'm not judging that, right? I have my own opinions on it. But make sure that, here's the thing that pisses me off, okay? Right? When I'm watching something, right, and they use just enough of what actually happens to make it sound like they know what they're talking about, but then make sure to portray it in the weirdest possible or worst possible way, right? There are tons of movies out there that do this. Even Buffy the Vampire Slayer was guilty of this in numerous places, right? Recently, there was a big kerfuffle, right, with perhaps you've heard of their new Sabrina series, right? Well, they used a statue of Baphomet that is based on an image which is actually trademarked to the actual literal Church of Satan, who sued their asses for it, by the way, right? Because what, you know, goes on in Sabrina is nothing like any form of actual Satanism or actual witchcraft that actually exists anywhere, right? So my advice is, if you're going to use stuff that's real, do the research. And if you're, you know, otherwise, you know, make up some Hollywood shit, right? If you want a sensitivity reader, I can do that, but I'm not going to give you the lesson on what witchcraft is and isn't in 5 minutes, right? It's just not going to happen. So it's very complicated. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm not saying don't. I'm just saying be cautious. That's all. Okay. And you know what? There are darker elements in paganism. So I don't think just saying it's dark is necessarily portraying it wrong. You know? I'll point out that there's a lot less. Voodoo gets this worse than we do, right? Everyone's like, ooh, voodoo is so bad. You know, most of voodoo is concerned with honoring your ancestors, celebrating festivals, and healing, and, joining with the community, right? I have a friend. Her name's Lilith, right? Lilith Dorsey. She is a voodoo priestess. We do a series on, or we used to, we haven't done it in a long time, but we used to do a series on YouTube called Witchcraft and Voodoo, right? Where we talk about actual stuff that goes on in witchcraft and voodoo. You really want to do some research, Barbarossa? I made a shit ton of videos. Go to my YouTube channel, look up the Wicca and paganism stuff. There's tons of it, right? Okay. Now, yeah, you're totally welcome there. Happy to help find the stuff. I'm toying with the idea, says Carpsy. I'm toying with the idea of streaming a bit of writing on World Anvil during Nano. Do you know if I can post my streams to the streaming channel on Discord? You have to ask Secondhand Samurai for permission to post to the streaming channel. Secondhand Samurai is going to want to confirm that it's World Anvil related content, right? But message him directly from the Discord and ask him and tell him what you're doing, and he'll tell you what to do from there. Yeah, it's actually not hard at all to get access to that channel. There is also a group called the Anvilite Streamer Core. We are a bunch of people who specifically stream World Anvil content, and we try to support each other, right? When I'm talking about, oh, Esong, would you, be willing to step in and stuff like that? I'm asking her because I'm part of the Anvilite Streamer Core, so is she. So she's willing to fill in the blanks. And she's probably up, so I should probably get this done. Yeah. Nullcar says maybe I could add some science to the information since I'm just a few classes away from getting my geology degree. Nice. I may pick your brains. I have a book that I'm writing where it's about asteroid miners. I need to talk to a geologist because I'm not one. Link saved. Excellent. Nullcar says not all death is bad, while not all life is good, depending on what pagan path you follow. Absolutely. Merry meet. Alright. Nitol's out of here. See you later. Esong is live. Asteroids are so fun to talk about. I love it. I absolutely love it. Yeah, message me on Discord. Are you on the World Anvil Discord? Because if not, message me here on Twitch and we'll connect if you're interested in that, because I've got a whole story in my head around asteroid mining, but I need to, I need someone I can check stuff with, right? So, and surprisingly, finding some basic information on, geology and what exactly is involved in it, it's hard, right? You can't find good websites. You go to the library and they give you kid books and stuff that, I don't even know what they're talking about. So, yeah, very frustrating. Thank you. Awesome. I'd really appreciate that. That would be really cool. Right on. All right, we're going to raid Esong now. Thank you all so much for joining me today and the extended period here. Don't forget that our raid call is prepare to be boarded, because we are the Sable's privateers. We will be back tomorrow for 6 p.m. Pacific time, where we will be doing our game, our Game of the Toy Soldier Saga Universe, our Pathfinder game, Toy Soldiers Old School. We run from 6 to 9 p.m. Pacific. Right, and I may not be on camera tomorrow. We'll have to see, but I will be there. So, all right. And then, of course, Tuesday we have Ask an Old GM. We're thinking we're going to start a later time. I imagine we're probably going to start at 2 p.m. Pacific because 1 p.m. we find, there's like 2 people in the chat for an hour and Aaron's kind of flailing around looking for stuff to do. But it tends to get busier later, so we'll probably start from there. You're trying to get Discord connected. That's frustrating. Well, message me on Twitch if you can't, and I will see if I can help you. All right. Have a good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for putting up with me sniffling in your ear. Have a great day.